Okay, so this is the Capitol, right? So Capitol Visitor Center. Thank you.
Were you interested in
On top of the original Capitol, they have like illustrations.
Okay, so this is the original foundation. Oh, that is. Look at that. That's interesting.
and these are the tools they have. These are instructors, these are
Notable Kansans.
generation stoneworkers from Europe, and so they use tools and
John Brown. Bushman Brown raids against the pro-slavery forces in the Kansas Territory. Newspaper publisher. Nancy Landon Kesbaum. First woman elected to the U.S. Senate in her own right. Some more pictures down here. Fred Harvey from Leavenworth was elected the first chain restaurant. Oh, he created the first chain restaurant in the U.S. offering quality meals and excellent services to railroad passengers at his Harvey House establishments. Huh. Dwight Eisenhower from Abilene. Amelia Earhart from Atchison, Kansas. A little side note.
Atchison, Kansas is just north of Leavenworth.
Yeah.
I saw it on that.
It's about
Atchison is my sister and I's maiden names.
it's
Our
about
maiden
an
name.
hour
Yep.
north from
Bob
Yeah,
Dole,
an hour north.
decorated World War II veteran and 20-year U.S. Senator. He was a Republican Party candidate for president in 1996. Charles Curtis from Topeka, a member of the Call Nation, served as Vice President of the U.S. under President Herbert Hoover. Oh, how about that? Did you hear that? He's a member of the Call Nation, but he also served as Vice President of the U.S. under President Herbert Hoover. John Stewart looks like he was a painter, noted artist, painted one of the best-known public marbles, which remains today in the state capitol.
Yeah, you'll see it upstairs.
Samuel Crumbine, Dodge City. Public health advocate campaign to outlaw the common drinking cup and to stop spitting on the sidewalk.
Jim,
Oh, man.
I got a man.
Walter Chrysler, Wamigo and Alice. He was Time Magazine's Man of the Year in 1929 for creating one of the largest automobile manufacturers in the U.S.
Dodge was made here.
Dodge was made.
Yeah, Chrysler was Dodge. Well, they
Yeah.
used to.
Clyde Cessna.
Before
Cessna, I wonder if it's Cessna Aircraft?
Yep.
Cessna named his aircraft corporation after himself and became one of the largest makers of small aircraft in the world. From
They still
Kingman
make them
County
in
in Wichita.
Yeah, they-
William Allen White from Emporia?
Yep.
Is that how you say it? Emporia? White gained national attention for his editorials in the Emporium Gazette, eventually receiving 2 Pulitzer Prizes. Okay. George Sternberg, a paleontologist, gained worldwide recognition for discovery of a fish within a fish. Okay, Hayes. Some more down here. Charles Sheldon from Topeka, a congregational minister, published one of his most popular books of all time, In His Steps, based on his sermon, What Would Jesus Do? C.B. Smith from Lawrence, Commissioner of Immigration for the Atchison, Topeka, and Santa Fe Railroad. Smith is credited with bringing many of the Mennonite families to Kansas. That's interesting. I wonder how you say that. Satana, a Kiowa leader, was known as the orator of the plains for the eloquent way he negotiated with the Americans over the Medicine Lodge Peace Treaty. Gordon Parks, accomplished photographer and author, became the first African American to direct a major motion picture. I wonder what that is. That was Carrie Nation, concerned about keeping families together, earned a reputation as a saloon smasher by passionately campaigning against the sale and consumption of alcohol. James Naismith, legendary University of Kansas, how do you say it? Naismith, invented the game of basketball to teach physical education.
Yeah.
He invented basketball?
Yep.
Well, how about...
Basketball was invented in Kansas, I can't.
Wow. Tell me what. Carl Menninger from Topeka. So the Menninger Foundation, largest psychiatric training centers. Joseph McCoy.
Part of the McCoy and Hatfield.
Well, I'm just wondering about that. Started the great cattle drives from Texas to the railheads in Kansas, shipping hundreds of thousands of cattle east. Okay. In 1867. Yeah. So this is when the East Wing was completed in 1879.
My house was even built yet in 1900.
Wow.
And they created that. Not the original.
Okay, so this was the original top of the Capitol. Let's see if we can zoom in on this. 1889, during the construction of the Capitol building, artist J.H. Mahoney won a design competition to select what would top the dome. He proposed a 16-foot bronze statue of Ceres, the Roman goddess of agriculture. Some balked at the price, and others argued about her mythological morals. The idea was abandoned, and said the dome remained undomed for more than 100 years until the installation of the Ad Astra in 2002. This 3-foot plaster model is all that remains of the original plan. So it didn't actually come to fruition.
No.
They didn't actually put it on there. Yeah. American Indians for people to live on the land that became Kansas in the 1830s. More tribes were moved here against their will. The creation of Kansas Territory in 1854 brought further change. Tribes were forced into smaller reservations, moved south into Indian Territory. Present-day Oklahoma. Today, Kansas is home of 4 Indian nations. Pot is from the Potawatomi Nation.
Yeah, we have the second box, and then that's
The Kiowa.
Kiowa, and then second box.
Sacken Fox.
Kansas, or one of the cheese from.
Kansas, yeah.
That's what Kansas is named after, is the Kansas people.
Okay, yeah.
It's Comanche and Osage.
Comanche.
Osage.
Now, all they govern an equal voice in the government, and that is self-government.
Yeah, the original Kansas territory right here. So you can see it actually went back in the day past the Rockies. So there's Pikes Peak, that's where Colorado Springs is, and then Denver should be around here.
Okay.
So Kansas used to stretch all the way past there.
Now-
That's probably Utah.
That's Utah. So where is it now? Like, do you know about approximate, like, where it cuts right there, right now?
Yeah, it should be about. It's almost in line with the Panhandle.
With the Panhandle of Oklahoma?
Almost, yeah.
Okay.
If I remember right. Because this is Oklahoma. They have the Panhandle right there.
Yeah,
Should be just about right there.
okay.
If not,
Oh, no, that's the
it's-
Panhandle of Texas, I'm sorry.
Yeah, this is Texas.
I said
currently,
Oklahoma,
But
it's Texas,
Oklahoma
yeah.
would be right here.
Okay, yeah. After it was established, the issue of slavery threatened to tear a nation apart. The people of the territory were given the right to decide if Kansas was to become a free or slave state. Passionate supporters on both sides of the issue poured into the territory, resulting in bloody conflicts and election fraud. On the brink of civil war, the entire nation watched to see what would happen.
This sword was owned by John Brown, the lead abolitionist. He is considered by a lot of people to be like a terrorist and stuff because while his beliefs and morals and all that stuff was, many would consider to be completely right, but the way he went about it, some of his actions, he just straight up like killed people.
Oh, yeah. Look at the flag. What's this flag? Here's another little chamber. The 34-star U.S. flag. This is a 34-star U.S. flag was adopted by the nation when Kansas entered the Union on January 29, 1861. The original of this flag is in Kansas Museum of History. So this is a replica, I was going to say, of the...
State has a dinosaurs, or state, they have a dinosaur state.
Yeah.
Like when they were adopted, like the seal was in 1861. Wild native sunflower, that's the flower. They had a banner before they actually had a flag, and that's the banner over there. The song is Home on the Range, that's a Kansas song.
Oh, well, that's neat.
And the buffalo was adopted as an animal in 1955.
And we got the honeybee.
Is your insect.
A box
They have a
turtle. I can get on
fossil.
board with a...
Petrodon. And your marine fossil was Tylosaurus. And it's right on the Tylosaurus here.
Yeah.
I believe that's what that is. It says on this card here that it lived during the Cretaceous period when Kansas was part of a great inland sea. This was a
It's hard to
juvenile,
believe.
only 17 feet long, and is 88 million years old.
It's hard to believe that Kansas was part of a sea.
This is an inland sea
Yeah,
It's completely.
during the Cretaceous period.
yeah.
Just about everything from, I'll just say the Missouri River to like Denver was underwater at one point.
So this is the banner you saying before they had
It
a
was
flag?
banner
This was
before
the
they actually
banner?
had a flag. It
Okay.
says somewhere, oh, there it is.
The Kansas banner was used until the adoption of the Kansas flag in 1927.
Yeah.
Well, where's the Kansas flag?
I didn't see it.
That's the Kansas flag on that puzzle, but
Well, look at this.
it's the same seal on it.
Look at, the chair.
You got the.
It's carved out of
logo.
the state tree conway.
Ad Astra for Respiro, and then you have the stars, and if I remember right, it's whatever number state this Kansas.
34.
Yeah, I think there's 34 stars if I remember right. You had the sun coming over the Flint Hills, and you had the railroad, and the Native Americans chasing the buffalo. You had the people migrating back in the day, log cabin, people farming.
Well,
Yeah,
that's just interesting.
Kansas.
That's very interesting that my son, who is born and raised in Mississippi and a recent Kansas resident, knows everything about the Kansas flag. I wonder if it's because he's in the Kansas National Guard. No, it's just he likes to learn stuff. Okay, so this chair, this is interesting. A chainsaw artist is carved from the state tree, which is a cottonwood tree. The tree grew from one of the stakes workers had driven into the ground with the construction of the Capitol. So this is all the stuff from the Kansas little home on the range, the
This is the
record, the
from
buffalo.
Centennial.
This is from the
When I-
Kansas Centennial in 1961. I like those boots. Would you wear them?
Yeah.
Would you wear those boots? What are these boots? 1954. Fred Hall was governor. Okay, that's the governor's boot. 18. Populist independent third party. State elected a populist governor and Senate. House of Representatives with some seats still contested at the start of the 1893 legislative session. The Republicans and the Populists set up separate houses, electing their own officers. After several weeks of sharing the House hall and trying to shout out each other's conflict erupted.
Speaker of the House, and you smash down the doors. One of the rooms, it doesn't say which one, but it says the smashed doors are still on display at the Kansas Museum of History. So you use that hammer to smash down some doors again, one of the cabinets.
Oh gosh. Populist members.
That's a picture depicting.
Oh, this is, oh, that must be the mural. Yeah, it must
Oh, yeah,
be.
That must be the mural.
Yeah. I didn't even notice that. Populist members. Was that a political party?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just showing my ignorance about this political stuff. I'm not up on it. On the former political. Oh, wow. Oh, look at that. I'm just, I have to hang on to my sister.
I can't look up too well.
So this one that you're seeing is the original.
Okay.
Because they built the dome that we see outside is built on top of this, so it's actually taller than this.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
This is so interesting. Look at all that. Oh. All
This
the
was
murals.
the round thing I was talking about, like us seeing that
Yeah.
inside. So it's kind of looking at it like that.
The different seals. I wonder if or is this the same? It's the same thing. See the seals?
Yeah, the seals are the state seal.
I can't. I can't.
I can't look on there with the flag.
If someone will hold this thing, I'll look down. Here. Hold this.
I know. So like,
I step back from the edge.
you know, it looks a lot bigger on the inside than it looks on the outside.
Yeah.
So behind
Well, this is just really.
where the window goes.
Oh,
So you take your tour, you're basically right there at the top.
yeah.
Where the little barrier is, and then you go up some stairs and you live up there. But then you go up the stairs and you kind of see. And once you get past the dome, it's just open. And the stairs are like further.
No.
And you're going all the way to there.
This makes me happy right here.
Okay, yeah. So this is the committee room for the old Supreme Court.
Oh, look at the chandeliers. How beautiful.
It's pretty.
That is so pretty. And the scrolling on
The paper, yeah, that's wallpaper.
That is so pretty.
It definitely looks like comfort is for the court
Yeah.
and not the,
Yeah, not here.
well, at least at first I thought the carpet design was the same as the wall, but it's not.
No.
It just like first glance, it kind of looks that way.
But you see the wallpaper that they even put on the ceiling and stuff too.
Yeah, it's just,
That's pretty cool.
so this is the Supreme Court chambers or
Yeah.
room or whatever.
Of Kansas.
Of Kansas.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is hard to read, these plaques. So I'm going to read it. It says, in honor of the 646 members of the Bar of the State of Kansas who answered their country's call in World War II, and in the memory of the following who made the supreme sacrifice. And it has a list of names, 2, 4, 6, about 12, 13 names. And then,
This is in the First World War.
and this is in honor of the 205 members of the Bar of the State of Kansas who answered. And what they mean by the bar, that's lawyers.
Yeah.
So that's lawyers, I'm assuming, yeah.
Well, if I remember right, bars encompass.
So
You can actually go up there and like just look in there, but they are
yeah. So this is the Kansas House of Representatives, Kansas State House of Representatives.
And the other side, see the other side's open.
That's pretty cool. It's like old, don't it?
Well, these wings are original, and which one said? I think this is the first wing was the east wing. Isn't that
Yes.
what the picture said?
Mhm.
Yeah, so this is the first wing.
It's beautiful.
So this is the first thing they built.
There's the Senate. It is.
Let me get a picture.
Last time we came here, they didn't have this. They had it further out. That you could actually kind of like walk around.
I got to get this.
This is the original elevator.
Arthur Caper, publisher, governor, senator.
He was a multitasker.
It's a time capsule underneath there.
What is there?
But it kind of says American Revolution Bicentennial Time Capsule.
Huh. Sealed within are materials of the 1976 relating to the Kansas and the observance of the
Will be
nation's
revealed
200th.
Until July 4th, 2076 is when that'll be open.
The capsule is to remain unopened until July 4, 2076. Wow. Can you imagine?
Wonder what's in there.
Oh, look at these murals. Oh, they're so pretty. There's a glare on them, though. Yeah, well, I'm talking about from those lights are throwing a glare because it's glossy.
There's another capsule. It will be open in 2090.
Oh, wow. When was it put down?
1890.
1990. So
Okay.
it was put down in 1990. Relating to the Kansas celebration and observance of Dwight Eisenhower's 100th birthday.
Okay.
Yeah. That's pretty.
Oh Lord, sister, what did we do? I mean,
That was a walk.
whose idea?
John's.
My son John. Yeah.
Yours.
Yeah, mine. Yeah. So we
That's
went. We walked to the state capitol, Kansas State. Can't even talk now. I'm so hot. Kansas State Capitol building, or the Statehouse, they call it. didn't it?
Yeah.
They call it Statehouse. Anyway, so my son John, whose house we're at in Topeka, Kansas, which is the capital of Kansas, for those that don't know and haven't figured it out. He says it's a half a mile walk from here, and I'm thinking, half a mile, nothing to it, nothing to it. Yeah, we walk there, walk around, walk back, no problem. I like to not have made it there, and then we had to walk around,
Well, it was.
and
the
then
sun.
we had to walk back.
It was all the sun. If it wasn't sunny, and what temperature is it?
Well, it was
90
89.
outside?
It was 89. I don't know if you noticed that, but there was a sign at the Episcopal Church. Their sign,
I
it
didn't
said
see that.
89 degrees when we were walking there, and on the way back it said 91.
I didn't see that.
So we have Bart who's joining us for our commentary. Say hello, Bart. But
So it was a hot. Well, it wouldn't be too bad if the sun went out so much. You know, the wind was blowing. That
Yeah.
helped, but the sun being beaten down on that sidewalk and stuff,
Yeah.
that's what made it really unbearable. Really,
yeah,
I'm glad we
especially on the
made
way
it
back.
back.
Yeah.
I'm glad I was like pushing myself the last
Oh, I did. I pushed
two
my
sidewalks.
Yeah, I knew I had to climb these stairs. He's got, I don't know, about 5, 6 steps going up to his house, and I'm like, on the way back, once we made that last
Yeah.
curve, that last corner, I was like, I gotta climb them stairs too.
I was willingly to want to climb them stairs and get in the house.
It's ready to get in the house with air
was.
conditioning. Yeah,
Yeah, with air conditioner.
But
it was
anyway,
really-
but it was a nice.
It was
They-
surprising. It was really nice seeing the old photographs and where the original. Actually, when we came into the original part of the building.
Yeah, that was really. And then we got to see the
Old Supreme
the old
Court,
Supreme Court, and
room,
also the
Senate. It was all really nice. In those, you know.
Yeah, really pretty. And I think the last thing, the time capsules, I think that was really interesting. There's a couple of time capsules in there.
Yeah, for sure.
And
That was interesting that they won't be, some to 2090 won't be open and 2076 on one of them.
I just can't think of how old. Well, let's see, it's 2025. Yeah.
Well, we won't be alive. I know I won't.
Yeah. Because that's, I don't even know how many years from now that is, but 75,
Yeah.
65 years from now.
Yeah.
No, we won't see it. We won't know. We won't get to find out what's in it, but somebody will. Be interesting for them,
Yeah.
especially the one that was put in 1976.
Well, I wonder why they went so far out on it. What was the thinking on that?
100 years.
100.
Because I'm thinking because 76. No, that's more than 100 years. No, that's 100 years.
Yeah.
1976 to 2076.
Yeah, that is
100 years. Oh, you just, my math skills aren't like they used to be. So anyway, so it was a nice thing, and I hope y'all enjoy it.
Yep. Yeah. Till next time.
Till then, we'll see you next time on our next crazy adventure. Bye.